No.
But, got to be here.
Yeah, you got the call to come in.
Today, Sunday, there's no rest for any of us.
No, and it is a big game, by the way.
Huge game. We're going to know a lot, James, about this team.
No rest for the weary.
You know who got rest and who's ready for this show? James Worthy.
Rest, man. He got a little pep.
A little pep in the step. All right, let's take a look at the Western Conference standings like I do every 3 hours. You see the Nuggets at 5, Lakers a half game behind them at 6. The goals tonight, they're pretty simple. The Lakers are trying to move into that 5 spot and distance themselves further from the play-in. Nuggets trying to create separation in a crowded West. They'll have to do so without Aaron Gordon tonight. So it's one of those big ones tonight, big game, 21 games remaining. And not only for the standings, James, but for the tiebreaker as well. The Lakers are 1-0 versus Denver, and they're going to play them twice in the next 10 days. So if they can win that second game, hold the tiebreaker, that could matter like it did last year.
How important is that tiebreaker, right?
It's big. We saw
not
last
only
year.
is the win, but the tiebreaker becomes even more significant, I believe. Yeah, I got a call from Wheezy. She said, moving on up, baby.
Moving on up.
Moving on up. You thought I was going to say George, didn't you? Yeah, but this is a chance to move up. And you're right, Geeter. This is a critical game, and they have to take it, seriously. And from the beginning to the end, Denver, although they're missing some players, Brez, they're still a dangerous team. They defend, and they still have Jokic on the floor.
Yeah.
So you cannot forget that, and just don't forget the significance of the game. When you get a lead, think about the significance of the game. When you're trying to close out, think about how important it is and finish them out. Got to be done.
James, do you think Luka can replicate what he did 2 months ago when the Lakers beat the Nuggets?
Yes.
38-point triple-double.
Oof.
I mean, that would go a long ways towards winning a huge game on the road.
Yes, it would.
And James, these next couple weeks are so big for the Lakers. You got Denver tonight. You see them again next week. They're right ahead of you in the standings. You get Minnesota once over the next 2 weeks. They're right ahead of you in the standings. And you get, indeed, James, the Rockets twice over the next couple weeks. Oh, yeah, and the Knicks this weekend as well.
A lot of tough games coming
there is a lot of places for the Lakers to show some flex. And we'll see how it goes.
All right, one of the stories of the season has been the Lakers' difference in play between teams above and below 500 against teams under 500, 23-6 with a plus 7.5 differential. But above 500, just 14-18, losing those games by 5.5 points, and the field goal percentage a tick worse. An important time to right that trend with 9 of the next 11 games against teams over 500. So the Lakers have been doing some good things, playing some good basketball during this 3-game win streak, 9 of the next 11. Above 500, teams that they are battling with for the playoff positioning. So, James, listen, bottom line, it's a huge test tonight. Hopefully the Lakers are confident and can ride that good play and, change that narrative.
Yeah, Brez just pointed out what they have before them. This is just the beginning of it, Geeter. And so how they start tonight, to me, is going to dictate, how they play during this stretch of games where I'd like to see them. What is it, 6 games? I'd like to see 6-0, 5-1, something really dominant against plus 500 teams. And that's where they need to really prove to themselves that they can play. If they're successful against these 500 teams, I think that'll give them a lot of confidence and could change their season around, and they can start peaking at the right time.
And I like the way the Lakers are playing, James, period. I feel like the offense has caught a nice little wave, Geet. Not so hot a couple weeks ago. You had that 89-point spin out against Boston. That was probably the low point offensively of the season for the Lakers. Give Boston a lot of credit. Obviously a really good team, too. But I like the way the offense is trending the last few games. And you can see it in the players. There's some joy that's returning after a little bit of a bump in the road. And got to keep that going in what is historically a really tough place to play for any team.
A couple of tough games for sure, that Boston game, but 5th in offensive efficiency since the All-Star break, so hopefully they can ride that into tonight. For more, let's check in with Mike Trudell. He's joining us from Denver. All right, Mike.
Hey guys, welcome to Denver. So the Lakers obviously had a nice win here earlier this season, and that one came without Nikola Jokic. Now tonight, no Aaron Gordon, no Peyton Watson, so just a little bit of an ask, but Jokic is playing, and that is of course where you start in terms of looking at the scouting report. And then look, we all know what Jamal Murray does just in general, and especially against the Lakers, so they are well familiar and well aware of how this Nuggets team wants to attack. JJ starts with that, and then starts to get into one of his favorite artists, who happens to be Bruce Bruce Springsteen, and relating that into yet another accomplishment that we're expecting LeBron will add to his trophy case tonight. So here's the head coach.
There's value in taking away the clock. There's still the danger lurking of Jamal Murray's shot making, particularly late in the clock, which again we saw the other night in Utah. Look, I think Jokic is he's gonna get his touches. He's gonna impact the game in a number of ways. Like any star player, any all-time great, you're not gonna like shut them down. You just have to do as good as you can of limiting the amount of times he has the ball. He leads the league in touches. Their offense, is predicated on him having the ball, and he's one of the best players ever.
Yeah. JJ, LeBron will presumably make 3 shots at some point tonight or in the very near future, and he'll become the all-time leader in field goals made. What do you make of just like the overall like compilation of his career?
I'm a big Bruce Springsteen fan, and I would probably say his like early albums really get me going. There's a youthfulness to him, an energy. Nebraska is actually my favorite album of all time, and that's like very different for what he had done that far in his career. And then you can kind of see the evolution of him as a singer-songwriter, and then he comes out with like the greatest hits, and you're like, wow, this is pretty good. And then after that he comes out with The Rising, which is one of the most important albums of the 2000s. So you get to the end and you're like, holy, this guy's greatest hits are like insane. And LeBron's greatest hits, I mean, it just keeps adding to them. He just plays and plays and plays, and the greatest hits he's got a hell of a catalog.
What's his Nebraska for you? Like what era?
Huh. Are you familiar with the album?
Yeah.
Maybe that's not the best analogy for LeBron, but
Yeah, look, I think the analogy works. I mean, the bottom line and just the simple point is that LeBron just keeps stacking another thing and another accomplishment and another record to his resume. And so I'm following there with JJ. Geeter, this also made me think of you a little bit. Didn't people used to call you the boss? Wasn't that one of your nicknames in college volleyball? Just when you would just spike it all over the other team constantly? Or am I making that up?
Wait, I didn't hear you. I'm sorry. I was talking to Jack, our producer. Go ahead again.
I can't repeat the whole thing again. I was just asking if you were sort of like the boss in the way that Bruce Springsteen was. That was his nickname, right? And I thought opposing teams called you that when you spiked it on their heads.
I am certain of that. I was the setter, though. I was one of the setters, so that is kind of the boss of the point guard, James, as you would say, in the sport of volleyball. And by the way, Mike, you and I were following JJ perfectly. I know maybe Dan and a couple of the other guys struggled, but I knew exactly what he meant. The analogy was perfect.
That's right, buddy.
Yeah, the boss. Man, no one's ever called me the boss.
That's a new nickname, bro.
No one's ever called me the boss, ever. And Mike knows that.
I think it works. I think it can work.
It worked. Appreciate you, Mike.
All right.
I like the analogy, actually. I mean, listen, it's kind of spot on right there, as Bruce Springsteen has continued for decade after decade, and that is what LeBron has done in this sport, James. So, you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I mean, the boss, you could go, Sade, smooth operator.
Wow.
There's a whole lot of, there's a few. You could,
Your favorite all time? Like
What?
he said, Bruce is his favorite. Do you have a favorite? Because you have so many genres that you listen to on this. Do you have a favorite?
I have a lot of genres. I have to go back to my first concert ever, and that was 1975. Blew my mind. It was Earth, Wind, and Fire.
I had a feeling.
Nice. Yeah. Still, Gratitude,
Yeah.
all their great albums.
Are you a big Duran Depeche Mode guy? No? Okay, just checking.
Nope.
Don't
That's the
ever,
80s.
don't ever,
I'm trying to.
don't ever ask my friend that again.
I'm trying to impact.
Go take a lap.
I'm trying to impart my childhood on you,
James.
James.
Didn't grow up with that.
No, you're Earth, Wind, and
Motown.
Fire.
But I'm versatile.
You are.
Yeah.
We've heard him DJing here. All right, Lakers and Nuggets tip things off at 7 p.m. right here on Spectrum
tunes,
Sportsnet. Marcus Smart continues to provide a solid veteran presence for the Lakers this season.